Welcome back to Four Score Sports, episode number 42. Last week we were supposed to have 42. It was a great episode, but files got deleted. Things happen. We're sorry about that, but here, we're coming in with a banger for you guys this week. I'm Ryan. This is Zach. I'm joined with Zach Dietrich.
Yep. What's going on?
Devontae Keith.
What's Sam?
And Colt Powell.
Hello.
You sound so thrilled to be
here.
Hello.
Hello.
Yay. Keith, before we get started, let's see go ahead and tell us what you got for us this week.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Last week, we had another week of picks. Ryan got a straight flush, almost, but he did get the regular picks. So let's see if next week you guys can do the same thing, maybe even better, and get everything right. So anytime you see us post anything about the weekly pick'ems, drop your $5 to any of the castmates Venmo. We'll add you to the spreadsheet. You make your picks. We'll see if you get your money's worth.
Yeah. There we go. So make sure, obviously, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. You guys know all of that. We're posting more and more for you guys. Better content, I would say. We're going for quality over quantity at this point. And we do apologize for Caleb on the Twitter. We are not KD haters. We're not a Lakers fan page. In football, we might be a Cowboys fan page a little bit, but
they are.
We are not. That is mistaken.
Yeah. Well, if you see something from about the Panthers being good, first off, none of us are going to tweet any of that. But yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
I'm not gonna spit false statements to our viewers. That wouldn't be right. I don't know why you guys are going with all this Trayvon Diggs talk.
Because he has 7 interceptions. Oh, okay. So, anyways, this week we're going to talk about some MLB playoffs are in full swing right now. We've had some great playoff games. We're going to talk about women's basketball. Obviously, you guys know. Also, 33 edition coming out soon. Make sure you guys check with us on that. Big news for NC State women's basketball. We'll talk about a little bit of NBA, and we'll have a bigger impact on NBA next week. Then we'll do our NFL recap. So we'll try to keep this guy short for you guys and action-packed, so that way you're not sitting here through a bunch of random rambling nonsense. So let's go ahead and get started. Colt, Zach, I know you guys have been watching baseball religiously, especially Colt. No offense, Zach. I was there. Been there. Colt, what do you think about Red Sox Stros?
Yeah, so we played the Astros, obviously in a 7-game series. The higher seed gets 2 games at home, then we get 3 games at home, then they get 2 games at home with them being the higher seed. So we were able to split in Houston, which was fine. That's what the mindset was anyways. I didn't expect to go into Houston and win 2, and I didn't want to go down 2-0. So 1-1's fine. It felt like the offense carried over from the Rays series, where it felt like arguably this could have been the greatest offense that we've seen in the playoffs in recent history. I mean, like Zach said, everybody just got hot. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, everybody got hot. Kike Hernandez was looking like
he's the best player in the playoffs right now.
He was looking insanity, absolutely insanity. Devers was hitting the ball, but I mean that's Devers. Devers is going to hit the ball. JD was hitting the ball. He was in a little bit of a slump. Xander was hitting the ball. Everybody was hitting the ball on Boston. Took it back to Boston. We got a 2-1 lead, and then it felt like after Game 3, the offense just disappeared. It just went away. We won Game 3 in a large fashion. I think the final score was like 13-3, 12-3. The only runs that they got was off Eduardo Rodriguez mistake leaving a cutter right down the pipe for Kyle Tucker. He had a 3-run jack, but it is what it is. And I think we finished that game with 20 hits, something like that. Yeah. And then Game 4, we got 3 hits in the 9th inning. Granted, it was a 1-1 ball game or a 2-2 ball game. Sorry, going into the 9th. But it's just like if you're facing the Astros, which is the best offense in the MLB, and you have 3 hits going into the 9th, it's not gonna look good. Game 4, Zach, did you watch Game 4?
I watched a little bit of it. Was that last night? Is that what that was?
Yeah. The absolute worst umpiring officiating I've ever seen in my life. And you can ask them. I'm not one to blame the officials for the outcome of a game, because I'm a strong believer that the officials, whether it be an umpire, referee, doesn't determine the outcome of a game. And I know that's not something that's going to be celebrated or people won't agree with that, but I don't think it is. Like, at the end of the day, a strike 3 call was missed. If it's called, we go 2-2 into the bottom of the 9th and we see what happens. But at the end of the day, we had 3 hits. So that's all. We could have done things leading up to that.
No one playoff games. No.
Right. And then you guys are listening to this on Friday, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
So we should be playing game 6 in Houston tonight. When you guys are listening, we just lost game 6 today. Framber Valdez just threw a gem. He threw 8 innings, 1 earned, was a Devers home run. We just played game 5 today. I'm sorry. What did I say?
6.
You tripped. You manifested it.
My fault. I meant y'all are listening to 6 today on Friday. Y'all are listening. Y'all are going to be watching game 6. Tune in to my Red Sox.
Game 5.
We just lost game 5 today on Wednesday. Framber Valdez threw a gem. Again, we only had 3 hits. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. If our offense doesn't pick it up, we're losing in 6. It's not looking good. If the offense comes to play, Framber Valdez is their ace with McCullers out. The other pitching for the Astros has looked absolutely horrid. So if we can get the bats going, we can definitely jump on them in Houston. Scoring runs in Houston wasn't an issue. It's just a matter of that. We've got Eovaldi on the mound for game 6. He's looked good in the playoffs. He's always been a playoff performer. So hopefully he looks good again, and we can push it to 7, and anything can happen in game 7. So in my opinion, it's the same thing I said going into the series. It's all about the bats. They've got to wake up. The offense has got to wake up.
Yeah, I'm with you. And like the Astros have the best offense in baseball.
They do.
Is that fair to say?
That's very fair to say. They do.
And they're gonna hit the ball pretty much damn near whoever's pitching. So I think that the biggest thing at the Red Sox, you're gonna have to continue to get these 9, 10, 11 hit games and continue to hit with runners in scoring position if they want a chance to win this.
I agree.
And I mean, granted, what was it? They scored 7, was it, after that bad call?
They scored 7. It was 2-2 going into the ninth. The final score was 9-2.
I mean, granted, I know what you're saying. The umpire, he should have made a better call. It's a terrible call. But
right.
Still, 3 hits is not enough. You don't deserve to win a playoff baseball game with 3 hits. So I'm glad you see that. But again, still go Red Sox for me. Sadly, I don't mean that in like a long.
Oh, you said that for real. Clip that.
Please
clip that. Clip it. That's why I started talking.
I will say this. I will say this, and then we can move on. I think, and this is just a personal opinion, in the MLB, if you play bad, then you get sit down to AAA. If you play bad in AAA, you sit down to AA. It's a system. If you play good in AA, you move up to AAA. If you're good in AAA, you get moved up to the majors. I think the same thing should happen with officiating. I just think that there's no possible way that umpiring. There's no way that should happen in the ALCS when it's what is it at the time, 2-1. It's just no way. That's not possible. I think that the umpires should be graded throughout the season, and the best umpiring crews make the playoffs. So the top 2 will get the championship series, and then the top 1 in the championship series will get the World Series. Yeah, that's just how I look at it.
Then you get guys like Angel Hernandez who aren't going to have big, meaningful games when they're known to be terrible overall, you know?
Exactly. There's no way that he should be in the World Series.
It's only because he's been there for damn ever, like 40 years or some shit, right?
Do you guys know if he's umpiring the NLCS? Is he in the NLCS? Is he part of the umpiring crew in the NLCS?
I am not sure about that, but I know he's been in the playoffs at least the last few recent years, and I don't see why he wouldn't have been in there this year. MLB typically doesn't change out their umpires all that often. They go longevity over accuracy, it feels like.
In the playoffs, for sure.
I mean, granted, as an umpire, it is tough to go in there into a playoff atmosphere, like having an insane home crowd hate every call you make against their team. And then not only that, when they are making terrible calls like they have been. I mean, I just remember from what I watched last night, I could probably name 6 or 7 calls that I saw that were like way out of the strike zone, bad calls, doesn't even touch the corner and stuff. I believe it was JD Martinez struck out with bases or runners on second and third, maybe.
It was a runner on first. It was a 3-2 count.
Alex or something. It was but like he had battled the whole at bat. It was a big at bat.
Right.
And
it was the ninth pitch of the at bat. Right.
Yeah, because that's when was it Verdugo tried to steal second? Yeah, and he was in the way.
Yeah, he stole second. Right.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, I think I'm going to take Houston to win this series in 7, honestly, at this point, just because their offense is so good, and we see that they have slowed down the Red Sox offense lately, but obviously we'll see what happens. Well, you guys know what happened on what day? Wednesday, and then obviously it's Friday. They played it tonight, so I'm going with the Astros as of Wednesday at 9:20 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah.
Yeah, I would really like to see the Sox actually take advantage.
I would like to see
It's
that.
as simple as like you said, Cole. Without McCullers, Valdez has been their guy. He has a wicked slider right now. If they can't win that game 6 against not
Words are hard.
words are hard. If they can't win that game 6 with Evaldi on the bump without Valdez on the other side, obviously you don't deserve to win the series.
Agreed.
If it goes 7, obviously that's another tough game because in theory Valdez will be back out there in a short capacity. Obviously that game's right on Saturday. It's a quick turnaround. I don't know. I would like to see you guys pull it out. Of course, I've voiced that I don't like the Astros, but yeah, I don't see it happening even if it goes 7, unless you guys get really really hot, which is obviously possible.
It's
That's what it's
possible.
about. But that's a tough game to win on the road.
I agree.
Next up, we have Braves and Dodgers. They put on a hell of a game on Tuesday night. They did. What was it? It was 5-2. Bellinger up in the bottom of the 8th, hit a 3-run home run to tie it. Mookie hits a double to give him the lead. Yeah, insane game there. Hell of a comeback for the Dodgers to push it to 2-1. But at the time of recording, it is currently 4-0 Atlanta Braves going into
top of the 4.
Yeah, it's top 4 right now. So that's not looking good for the Dodgers. They could go down 3-1. We'll see what happens there. But shout out the Braves. Anyways, I never thought that they'd be good after Acuna went down early in the season.
I really want to see them make it past the Dodgers, man. The Dodgers. I came out here and said that I thought it was ridiculous that the Dodgers were favorites to make it the World Series as a wild card team. And they've shown why. Not even that they're not the most talented team, but you get in here against any series you could lose. They scraped a tough one against the Giants. Obviously, they played the Cardinals, the hottest team in baseball in the wild card game. This proves why being a wild card, it's tough to make the World Series. Baseball's hard, even if you have money. The Yankees have been proving that for years.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
how many World Series have you seen in your lifetime? I forgot. Cole, don't answer that. Zach, answer.
I plead the fifth.
Okay, exactly. All right, anyways.
Look, I've been really impressed with the Braves team. They've had some guys in the lineup who've been hitting the ball in Acuna's absence and stuff. Freeman, of course, at the time of recording, he homered in this game. We're looking at Eddie Rosario's hitting like 500 in the series. It's kind of a guy that you don't really expect to see that from, but Duvall's been good. Austin Riley started hitting the ball really well in the second half of the regular season. He's carried it over. They look good right now, and the Dodgers are really backs against the wall right here. Obviously, at the time of recording, 4-0. That game, the game 6 will be on Thursday, so you have already seen that. But yeah, I don't know. This has been a good series so far. I hope the Braves pull it out.
So we're looking. I think my World Series projection. It's not what I want. I think it's going to be Astros Braves. I think the Astros do take that one. It hurts me to say. Ideally, it'd be Red Sox Braves, and I could pull for the Braves happily. But what's your World Series right now? If you had to pick at the time of recording, what is your World Series?
What is it going to be?
Yeah, what's your lock for the World Series?
Yeah, if the Braves can finish the series off against the Dodgers, give me the Braves in the World Series. Seems like they actually. I'm going to take them over the Astros because I think that a Game 7 in Houston would be pretty tough for Boston. So give me the Braves over the Astros in 7 in the series.
There we go. Cole, what's your World Series?
I'm not gonna switch up on my boys. I think if we win Game 6 and it goes to a Game 7 and it comes down to who wants it more, I think that we take it. Just because it feels like we play with heart, we play with passion. Like we've been counted out all year, and we're still here in the ALCS. Uvalde against, I guess they have Luis Garcia, who we absolutely tanked. Their bullpen's rested. It is what it is. I'm gonna take my guys. If we win Game 6, this is a absolute lock. If we win Game 6, we win the series. If we win Game 6, I guarantee we win Game 7. So Game 6 is Game 7 for me, because if we win Game 6, we're gonna win Game 7. So I'm gonna stay true to my guys. I'm gonna say we go to the World Series. Right now it's 2-1 Braves. They're up 4-0, so I'm gonna assume they go up 3-1. Last time the Braves were up 3-1 against the Dodgers came back and beat them.
Atlanta sports teams, man. No offense,
yeah.
Keith.
I think whoever comes out of, I'll say this, I think whoever comes out of the ALCS will win the World Series. The Dodgers just haven't looked like this dominant team that everybody thought that they were going to be in the postseason. And although the Braves have this magical run, I just don't see them matching up with either Boston or Houston. So I'm just gonna I have Boston winning the ALCS, so therefore I have them winning the World Series. But I think if Houston does beat Boston, then Houston will win the World Series as well.
That's fair. Keith, what's your World Series?
Since I called it already, I'll go with the Braves winning their series and then going on to win the World Series just off the strength of not being a regular Atlanta team and off the strength of Acuna's spirit. We'll go with
Still alive.
yeah, I know, but like I don't know. It seems like one of those inspirational things, like play for your teammates, because if he was playing there, he would give his all. You know the regular coaches.
Yeah, I got you. The high school mentality.
We'll go with Braves and 5. Yeah, 5.
Handle.
Moving on, let's talk about women's basketball, college women's basketball. We love NC State women's basketball here at Florida Score. If you guys didn't know, you guys should know. So just check us on Instagram or something. But the rankings have come out, the preseason rankings, and right now NC State's at number 5. I don't know how I feel about that. It's South Carolina 1, UConn 2, Stanford 3, Maryland 4, NC State 5, Louisville 6, which I am surprised about that State's above them. Not really, because State's a better team. I do believe State's the best team in the nation. I mean, if you look at it, last year, NC State women's basketball, they were number 1 seed with the starting lineup of Raina Perez, Kai Crutchfield, Jakia Brown-Turner, Kayla Jones, and Elisa Cuney. This year, heading into the season, they're going to have a starting lineup of Raina Perez, Kai Crutchfield, Jakia Brown-Turner, Kayla Jones, and Elisa Cuney. And not only that, off the bench, we're still returning Camille. We're still returning Jada Boyd. We are also adding Diamond Johnson, Big 12, all Big 12 team as a freshman. And then we're also adding Madison Hayes, who is all freshman team SEC from Mississippi State. So if you're looking at it, NC State essentially could very well have a bench, especially with Genesis Bryant too. She's insane too, 5-star recruit. You're looking at a bench that could probably be a top 25 ranked team in women's basketball and a starting lineup that is obviously right now somehow only number 5. I'm excited to see how all this goes. NC State plays South Carolina in Reynolds Coliseum for game 1, number 1 versus number 5. Last year, obviously, NC State. Should we go live for the game? I'll be at the game going absolutely insane when State wins by 25. When Elisa drops 30 and 20 on Aaliyah Boston, the best women's college basketball center, Aaliyah Boston. We go live. I mean, probably in the post game, like when all the girls are like all lit and like excited and stuff. We'll talk to them after the game, see what their thoughts and feelings are. Also huge shout out to Elisa Cunane because ACC award predictions came out today. She was the favorite to win the ACC Player of the Year in the ACC. So obviously we love her. She's done a lot of stuff for us. We're dropping merch with her soon. So shout out Elisa. So also preseason first team All-American, second place in Player of the Year voting. Casual stuff, casual for her at this point. We all know she will casually drop 20 a game and 10 in like 3 blocks, so shout out her. Moving on, we have some NBA news. We saw on Instagram, if you guys saw, also welcome Caleb, special guest Caleb Morton to the episode this week.
Appreciate it. Sorry I'm late.
No, he just had to coach a football team to a win tonight. No worries. Casually. D coordinator Caleb. So NBA, I know you guys saw on our Instagram, we posted the clip of Joel Embiid basically saying he doesn't care about Ben Simmons anymore. I heard people talking. I don't know if it's true. I didn't see it, but they were saying Ben Simmons at practice had a phone in his pocket. Does anybody know
the
about
clip? Apparently, it was not a phone.
Oh,
yeah.
Inside sources, but it did look like a phone to me.
Was it just like a rectangle-shaped object in his pocket?
They said it was his jersey, but on the clip it looked like it was like glowing like a phone. But they said it was like a practice jersey because he refused to wear the same jersey as everybody else. So he had some cut off like hoodie or something on.
Yeah, it was Sixers hoodie, but I've also seen where like this whole thing was a setup to like not pay Ben because they knew he would come and do some terrible teammate type stuff like that. So as far as the second day he came out for practice and wanted to play around, and Doc strategically kicked him out of practice. I guess it was all part of the storyline or whatever, but I don't know, bro. I feel like Ben Simmons was never a really good teammate to begin with.
And that's what you were saying. Yeah, on that one thing that we sent into the group chat of Ben Simmons, his scouting report. That was a really good take you had today, Keith. What was that?
Oh, I forgot.
No, it was something about like
him being like,
yeah, it was like he's a bad teammate. He only cares about himself and things like that. And I feel like
I said in order for him to go to LSU, during that time LSU was not that good, and you can kind of see that he probably would have ended up being a bad teammate just because of the fact that he knew that LSU needed him, and like he wouldn't have to share the spotlight with anybody else. It would just be all about him, and that's why he chose LSU. Didn't really care about winning, just cared about himself, and he got to the league like that, I guess, but kind of stopped there.
I mean, even at LSU, Ben Simmons, what a guy. I remember first semester or something, his GPA was like a 0.6, and then he had to start going to class to play basketball or something. And he hit the minimum of a 1.8 GPA necessary to play in the second semester. That's all.
Somebody should question how
he averaged out at a 1.6. Yeah, did he do it? Doubt it. Did LSU? Who else was at LSU with him? That Jamar Chase could have done it for him.
That Quarterman did what? At the same time.
Did at LSU? He went to LSU.
Not at the same
time.
What? 2016? 3? Oh wow.
That man was still in high school.
Yeah.
Who was there? Who was at LSU?
Nas Reed might have been there. Nas Reed might have been there.
Nas.
Yeah.
Nas Reed.
Might have.
Nas Reed was a 4-year player there.
Was anybody else notable in like any? I mean, I'm sure like there's some football players he was
Quarterman, I guess.
I just trying to. I'm trying to think of somebody.
It's a running back. It wasn't
Fournette?
Jeremy Hill. Guy after him. I think. Darius Geis.
Darius
Geese.
Geese.
I actually had no.
I don't
It's
know.
like you
Juice him
I
up.
believe this guys.
Oh man, I love this is so off topic, but the NFC East drafting is so bad. I love it besides Dallas. Like Darius Geis was one of the best draft picks the Redskins have ever had, and like he's not like Dwayne Haskins, Daniel Jones. Like really? Like are we serious? I don't think we are. Sorry. Anyways, NBA, Ben Simmons.
I saw that Ben Simmons, he refused to get into a defensive drill, like after being told multiple times, and that's when Doc Rivers told him to fuck off.
Yeah.
And he like snatched his ball up and walked out like he got picked last or something.
Yeah, he went home with the ball so nobody else could play.
I'm with all that. I'm with all of that. I feel that. Shout out Ben Simmons.
What do you think? Like, what is it gonna take now? Like, if you're an NBA GM, you don't want Ben Simmons, like, because chemistry is so important
Sixers
nowadays.
messed this up so bad. It almost seems to me like they destroyed his value by trying to bring him in with the team. I mean, obviously, if he's away from the team, that's not a great look either. But they bring him into practice when he said that he wants out, and they know that he's gonna bitch and complain and look terrible to these other NBA GMs. It's tanking what they're probably about to get for him. I mean, like you guys said, there's lots of Ben Simmons on the show. Like
I'm a fan of him as a player.
Yeah, as a player.
I will say all that complaining and moaning and being a baby, it worked out for Eli Manning, and Ben Simmons went first. Was he first overall, or he was first round draft pick?
He was first.
Yeah, so I mean, why not try it? I honestly think like he's just petty enough to like turn it on and off. Like when he's with the team, he's with the team, and he's like, I'm bored. Let me see if I can go to another team. Just
Yeah.
Like one of those kids in travel ball or something. Like they're like,
there it is.
They have to play another position, so they just change teams.
Yep, there it is.
Or
costumes for it too.
I don't blame him as much, but Philly messed up. They're not gonna get. You never get like face value when you trade away a superstar ever, but they're not gonna get anything for him now because no one like.
No one wants it. Yeah,
no, I think teams definitely want him, but like they have to get rid of him now.
But
they want his talent.
Like they needed him before, like how people thought they needed. Do they really need him at this point?
Yeah, like I think teams definitely would love to have him on there, but I don't think anyone's offering a lot because like they know Philly has to get rid of him.
I agree that teams want him. I think they want his pure basketball talent, but I think they don't want his mindset, his mentality, all that stuff. Because a huge deal is chemistry in the NBA nowadays. If you know how to play with your teammates, like you're going to be unstoppable, like you just know where they're going to be and things like that. But if you're Ben Simmons and you're already thinking that you're better than everybody, no one's going to want to pass you the ball. Like they're not going to want to play with you, and that's going to show on the court and stuff like that. I mean, Joel Embiid, one of the most lovable guys in the NBA, he's out here saying like, "Fuck this guy, like get him out of here." Like that is an MVP caliber player as your teammate that you've come up with for the past 5 years. Like you guys have like went from not making the playoffs to making the playoffs together and all that stuff. And like he doesn't want him anymore. He's saying, "Fuck this guy, get him out of here." Like GMs are gonna catch on to that, and then they're gonna look
Ben
at
Simmons
and see how he was always known to not be a team player and stuff like that.
Ben Simmons also can't score the ball any farther than he can spit, so that
That's
also hurts his chances.
true, but at the same time, he is a lockdown defender and a great
Oh, he's
playmaker.
very good on defense. Yeah,
Great
for sure.
rebounder.
The league is all about shooting now.
Yeah, the league's all about shooting, and that's why it's hard to have because I mean, the only realistic place contender I think I could see him on is Golden State because they have what?
Minnesota.
Minnesota is a contender. I don't want to hear it. Minnesota is a contender. I'm not Minnesota. No, y'all are gonna stop disrespecting Minnesota.
Shut the hell up.
Minnesota is gonna be the number 5 seed this year in the West. I promise you. That's my hot take. We're gonna be below the Lakers, Warriors, Jazz, and Suns. We're gonna be higher than everybody else. Who?
Clippers.
With no Kawhi? With no Kawhi?
Clip dead. Clip dead.
The Clippers?
The Nuggets?
No.
The Nuggets have no Jamal Murray. We're better than them with no.
They don't-
I don't care what nobody says. Cat is better than Jokic. Cat is better than
He's
Jokic.
not.
Jokic has a
He's
better coach,
not.
a better system, a better player. What? All right. Tell me this.
The Mavericks?
Bro, Porzingis is a bum. That is Luka's team. Porzingis sucks.
He is
That
a
guy
bum.
is terrible. Tell me what Nikola Jokic does better than Karl Anthony Towns, with the exception
Score.
of passing the basketball.
Scoring.
Dribbling, ball handling.
Wait, what'd you say, Caleb? What'd you say, Caleb?
Scoring.
He's gonna come back in so mad.
That means
I hope you guys enjoy this clip on YouTube, guys, or on Instagram. I hope you enjoy that clip. The Trailblazers, Colt, I know you can hear us.
I don't have anything else left to
The
say.
Grizzlies?
I have nothing left to say. I have not. If Nikola Jokic is a better scorer than Karl Anthony Towns, I'm black. I have nothing else.
What?
I have
Definitely
nothing,
clip that one. Definitely clip
I
that
have
one.
nothing left to say. I have
What?
nothing.
I genuinely have zero idea where to go from here, but I'm loving it.
I have
Well,
nothing
I'll
else to say.
say-
So you can
well, I'll
switch the
say-
topic, stay on the topic. I've smoked my piece. I have nothing else left to say. Not a thing. Not a thing.
I'm looking at the Western Conference standings right now and all 15 teams, basically. I can probably name like 13 better than the Timberwolves right
That's not true. I don't understand how you physically say that. And I'm not even saying that out of
now.
emotion.
I'm kidding.
When
I
the
don't
Timberwolves
think
are
that
healthy. D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns. That big three right there alone. I don't even need to name the bench pieces. That big three alone. I'm promising we're going to be better than the Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson Jr. and John Morant are 2 very good players. The Minnesota Timberwolves are better than them. The Trailblazers are good. They're good. But at the end of the day, I feel like we're going to be better. I feel like we're more talented than them. If you look outside of Dame and CJ, I think that we're more talented than them.
Oh,
You-
you definitely
role
have to
players.
count that.
Are you-
Absolutely.
are you hammering down on a top 5 seed or just?
I'm not hammering down on that. I'll hammer down that we make the playoffs this year. I'll hammer down on that.
Or like, oh,
I'll hammer down that we make the
bold.
playoffs this year.
Does that mean
That's
play-in game?
bold.
Or
No.
like
Top
first
8
round?
seed. We're going to be a top 8 seed this year. So 7 or 8 may be playing. Okay, cool. But we will be a top 8 seed this year. I'm tired of the Timberwolves disrespect. And if we get Ben Simmons, oh my, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Because we're going to the Western Conference Finals and losing to the Lakers, obviously. But we're going to the Western
I
Conference
thought he
Finals.
was saying shit about.
No, wrap it up if we get Ben Simmons. There's no saving Ben Simmons. I agree. and his value is absolutely diminished.
What?
The only way that is going to change this man's ways, bro, and I'm being so serious with chemistry issues, is to get him to play with his best friends. All of that shit gets nipped in the bud if he plays with his best friends.
Okay.
Him and Carl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell have a long-standing friendship outside of basketball. You get him and all of them playing on the same team, it's raps, bro. The chemistry's already there, bro. It's already there.
What if Anthony don't F with him?
Anthony fuck with everybody. You see Ant in the videos, in the post game, he fucks with reporters he don't even know.
And a cool eye. He's a cool
Ant
eye.
loves everyone, bro. Ant loves everyone.
He's a cool eye.
Okay, what is your trade package for Ben Simmons then?
This is interesting because I've talked about this. Ant and Carl Anthony Towns are 100% off the table. I don't care. I don't care what they're giving me. I'm not giving them that. Nothing. Ideally, I don't want to get rid of D'Angelo Russell and Jaden McDaniels are the two guys I don't want to move. So ideally, it would be like a Malik Beasley,
A bunch of
Colgate.
Josh Okogie, a young guy, and then a shit ton of picks is all that I can see.
I think that you would have to give them D'Angelo Russell ultimately.
I think that it would have to be a third team. I'll say
I
that.
think get a third team
because
involved.
the Sixers want to win now, and we don't necessarily have win now pieces that we can give them other than Malik Beasley. So
Yeah.
give the young team like Okogie in the picks. Malik Beasley go to the Sixers, then we get Simmons, and then they give whatever they want as well. But yeah, I don't know if it'll happen. I do know that with the shit that just happened, Ben Simmons will not be a 76er for long, and we are in the running for him. We are in the running for him.
That's the most correct thing you've said so far. If you were in the running.
Hey, the Timberwolves disrespect is fine. Y'all do me a favor. Go to Siri or go to Google and say Timberwolves basketball and just tell me how much they're winning by. You don't even got to do it. We're by 30. We're by 30 right now. 30 points.
The Rockets.
On the Rockets? Wow.
The Rockets are the worst team in the league.
I think
They got
Vicious and
Jalen Green.
Delicious could probably go up by 25 at least.
They have Jalen Green on their team.
There's no defense hope, but I'll roll with it. What if Ben Simmons ends up on the Rockets instead?
Why would he go to the Rockets? That makes
I
no
don't know.
sense at all.
I don't know.
That
Why would
makes
he go to
zero
the
sense.
I mean, you said the
Question,
Timberwolves were a top 5 team. So
They are talent-wise. They are a top 5 team in the West with no Kawhi, with no Jamal Murray. Talent-wise, they are, bro. They are.
no, I don't
Anthony
believe
Towns is
so.
the best offensive center in the league.
He's
in
not
the
better than
league.
Jokic or Embiid.
Oh my god!
We
And
just
if
gotta
you want
see
to
it,
count
man.
AD, AD's playing center this year, so
I don't
he might
care
be number
about
4.
none of that. When you have a center that is shooting 44% from 3, I'll say that one more time. 44% from 3. That is a guard
Power
number.
forward.
That is a guard's numbers. And he's averaging 26 on the shitty ass Wolves. Not shitty this year, shitty in the past.
You said it. You said
Oh my bro. I ain't even gonna say too much. Carl Anthony Towns, he said that his pregame routine this year is watching 2 gorillas fight to death. He's coming different this year. He's coming different this year. MVP cat loading. MVP cat loading. That's all I gotta say.
would you accept a trade package of like Giannis for? Would you trade Karl Anthony Towns and Ant for Giannis?
I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not.
Oh my god.
Probably not. Just because I think Ant has the potential to be a superstar, like a top 2 player at his position when he's in his prime, maybe top 1, because he's that dude. But
honestly
yeah,
the best player in the league
I agree.
right now.
But Cat's got 27 and 10 right now. And we're not even through the third right now. He's coming different this year. Cat won't see the floor in the fourth. He won't see the floor in the fourth. We up 32 on these scrubs. Bro, he's coming different this year. That's all I've got to say.
Oof.
That's all I got to say.
I love the
I
enthusiasm,
like it.
but
I like
You
it.
Very
gonna see. You gonna
inspiring.
see.
Very inspiring.
Sending
Don't
the team
agree.
to the playoffs on 4 to score.
We're going to come back.
I
to
can
this
get behind that.
podcast.
I can send the Timberwolves to
Let's
the playoffs.
send Ant to the playoffs.
Let's pull for the Timberwolves to make
Let's
the
go.
playoffs. I'm good for
We can
that.
come back to this podcast in 4 or 5 weeks from now when Karl Anthony Towns is putting up 28, 9, and 6. And we'll be like, Cole, how did you know? I know. I just know. I
That man
just
said,
know.
I texted him last week.
I just know. I just know. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
They
I'm not even
might
gonna
be a
cast my
playoff
guys
team,
like
but
that.
they not like that. They not
Okay.
like that.
We're gonna see.
If
We
they
are.
start
They might be a
going to
playoff
see.
team.
If they
I mean,
start
half the
going
league goes to the
crazy-
playoffs. So you in the top half, you go to the playoffs. So
We're gonna see.
If y'all
We're gonna
start going
see.
crazy, I swear, I'm about to start
Hey,
watching gorilla
dude.
fight videos before I
I
left.
swear. Yeah.
That's what he said he's doing this year. He's watching 2 gorillas fight to death. 2 gorillas fight to death.
Is
does
it
he
the
have
same
like a
video?
playlist or? Yeah, I was about to ask that. Does he have like a
What?
playlist or is it the same video
And no, he's it's 2 different gorillas every video. 2 different
every
gorillas.
time?
Where are they getting?
It's
Oh.
like
Yeah,
the
where are they
street
getting
fight.
all these? This seems illegal.
It's
They'll
the Royal
record
Rumble. It's the Royal Rumble of gorillas. We one's down, we going to the next. Next one coming in.
Like
All right,
8 of
all
them
right,
at a time.
It's a lie. Let's move on.
All right, guys. NFL happened this week too. Did you guys know Trayvon Diggs had a pick 6?
Yeah.
He did.
Trayvon Diggs got torched right after. No, he didn't. He was playing the interception. The safety took a terrible route, was supposed to hit the guy. Yes, it goes against Diggs, but if you look at it, eye test, you can see Diggs obviously let up as soon as that ball was supposed to be caught because the safety help was supposed to be coming in to lay an actual like smack.
Safety got a Dewey. That's crazy.
Yeah,
ain't
they-
it?
He pulled a Marcus
both-
Williams. Kazi.
They both thought that each other was going to pick it off. Is what it looked like to me after watching it in slow mo. Like they both let up, and it was just
But
a
still.
communication issue.
Regardless, the Dallas Dak Cowboys won again. That's 5 in a row. We literally haven't lost in 4 weeks of this show now. 5 weeks of this show. So we're living life. It's a fun season for us. We haven't lost in 5 weeks. We definitely haven't lost 3 in a row. We definitely didn't just get our first win. 2 weeks ago. We didn't do any of that. Dak.
Hold on, I got a
tied
question.
for First place. MVP.
But this is why
I got a
nobody
question.
wants to get the Cowboys.
Did we go 3-0 and then lose 3 straight, or no? We didn't. We
Good
didn't.
though.
We
I don't know
beat it
what
3.
about straight.
You're
We
gonna have to
didn't.
do this until the Cowboys play the Panthers. We've been
We
dealing with
didn't,
this.
did we? We did not.
Oh man.
So in recent weeks, in the NFL, the National Football League, the Panthers have been getting exposed for not being that good of a football team, similar to what has happened to Denver. I'm not going to try to put on a front for our viewers.
I'm in pain.
I'm obviously in pain. I don't need to say that anymore. Look, the Panthers just aren't that great of a team this year. Their offense has really been struggling without McCaffrey. Their offensive line is getting torched. Darnold makes terrible decisions all the damn time. We're just not really there yet. Our offensive coordinator, even he's a brilliant guy. Even he's struggled a little bit. I don't like what he's dialed up without McCaffrey. He struggled. Even our receivers were struggling with drops in a close game.
Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, Robbie Anderson really. At first, I just thought it was design. They just weren't getting the ball as much. It happens. DJ Moore was getting open, but nah, man. I mean, even when he's open, he looks terrible. DJ Moore had a couple big drops last game. Even when guys show flashes like Darnold and Moore, it just isn't enough this year to seriously be a competitive team. Obviously, it's early. It's not like it's over or anything. Caffrey comes back. Gilmore's coming back. The defense, in theory, should still keep playing pretty well. As long as the offense, if the offense can keep the defense off the field, they play really well when they can get aggressive like that. They've been getting beat up a little bit through the air because they've been gassed. Darnold he loves 3 and outs and early interceptions. But yeah, I don't have. There's not really much to say. We're just gonna have to look forward to the next week and hopes we can get healthy and turn it around.
I mean, yeah, I think the Panthers suck. I think Darnold is even worse than I thought he was, so I will say I was wrong on that. Hell of a game though. Great comeback by the.
Yeah,
it was Panthers that came back.
Yeah,
right?
it was a really,
I didn't want to say the
good
wrong.
drive. He shows flashes every once in a while, but he's just not consistently good enough to be a contender in this league.
Yeah, I mean, not much notable stuff I don't think happened. I mean, most of the games were like not really close, but the ones that were close went to overtime and things like that. Cowboys, yeah, go ahead, Caleb.
The Buffalo Bills are overrated. They're not that good.
Yeah,
Josh
fuck the
Allen
Bills.
Josh Allen, in fact, is not that guy. Let me tell you. He's like
No,
the 8th best
when I
quarterback in the
said-
league.
I don't
When
know
I-
about that. I'm gonna stand up.
When
for
I
that
said
one.
it, I
Maybe
was
like
wrong.
6.
Is he better than Dak?
Yeah.
This year?
Definitely not.
Mm.
No.
In 2021? Who's better than that guy? Kyler?
It's either Kyler or Dak. It's 1 and 2, wherever you want to
I
put
even
him.
think it's Kyler. I don't think Kyler's been better than Dak this year. I think the only quarterback that I think by eye test has been better than Dak, and this is without me looking at the all advanced analytics and you stat nerds that y'all look at and all of these acronyms, these XYBN. I don't even know what that shit means. The only quarterback I think has looked better.
NBA, YB.
The only quarterback I think that has looked better than Dak this year is Tom Brady. My hat goes off to him. He's turned back the clock. He's looking like a damn. At I want to say a special shout out to Antonio Brown. You, sir, are looking like prime AB, and I couldn't be happier. I've never been an Antonio Brown hater. Good for you. Start on these hoes, AB. Start on these hoes. But that's the only quarterback. I think Dak has looked better than Kyler, but that's just me. That's a Cowboys fan talking.
Why? Why? Think he's better? For the viewers.
So this is my thing. I think that Dak has gone against arguably better defenses. I think that Dak in his wins necessarily hasn't been carried by the defense. I'm not saying Kyler's been carried by the defense, but at the same time, that defense is stepping up and that defense is playing extremely good football and has won them some games. Not to say Dallas' defense isn't playing great, but I don't want to say Dallas' defense has won them a game. I think that this past weekend kind of put Dak over Kyler in the rankings for me as far as this year because Dak put the team on his back. Dak is that dude, bro. Y'all gotta realize Dak is that dude, bro.
We've been saying this for years.
I think it's to a point where Dak, I want to say after his 2016 campaign and how he played in 2017, overrated. And I feel like some people are still on that agenda that it's gotten to the point where he's underrated. And it's just kind of spiraling where like he's under the radar. I mean, there's great quarterbacks in the league. Lamar Jackson is having an absolutely great year, but I think that he's better than Lamar right now. I think he's better than Josh Allen right now. I'm taking Dak over every quarterback in the NFL right now, with the exception of Tom Brady with the way he's playing. He's playing great football. My hat goes off to Tom Brady.
It's fair. 100%.
I don't under it. Go ahead.
No, I don't think he's wrong. I agree 100% with everything Cole just said.
Yeah, that underrated comment actually makes a lot of sense. I never really thought about it like that because Dak gets so much hate, and I still see people talking about dinking Dak like he only throws short passes. Bro's airing it out. Bro's chunking the ball.
I agree. I think Dak is the best deep ball passer in the league. His deep balls
Dak,
are not
for sure.
You can look at me like that, Zach, and I'm not saying he has the biggest arm. I'm not saying he has the biggest arm.
But he is putting that thing.
I'm
right
saying
in the
if you watch him, please. If we have any stat nerds watching this, please look at the advanced analytics that I don't care to look at, and tell me how he is on deep passing analysis. Because I'm telling you,
I'm actually curious.
Dak has an insane deep ball.
It's crazy how he just puts the ball in his bucket every time.
The game winner he threw to CeeDee Lamb, he was on the run with a guy on him on a play action.
His calf.
Like literally. He was wide open, but still, he had to put it there in stride for Lamb. Wave goodbye to all the New England.
The touchdown to CeeDee Lamb against the Giants.
Oh my God!
The touchdown to Amari Cooper that game as well as the game before. 1 yard further is incompletion. A yard back, it's a pick or an incompletion. Like he's putting the ball on the line, and he's not airing it out either. Like these are like fucking piss missiles coming out.
They are. They're darts. They're absolute darts. So I mean, it feels like Michael Gallup is normally that guy to be on the receiving ends of those, and obviously he's been down. Hopefully he can come back Halloween night where it gets very spooky.
Spooky, baby.
The Vikings. But I'm going to draw back to another play. You guys are naming all these plays where Dak is throwing darts, and I agree. One play, and I think Caleb and Ryan might know what I'm talking about because we watched the game in full. If you didn't watch the game in full, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But it was one play where he threw an absolute dart to Cedric Milson on the sideline.
Oh, my God, yes.
In the bucket. And it's just like.
On fourth down, too, wasn't it? Or wasn't it like third and long?
That was a different play.
The other fourth down play was the one that Cedric.
That fourth down was insane.
Cedric made that play. That was a great catch. The other
that
one,
wins the game.
The one I'm talking about.
That's the only reason we won.
Oh my
goodness.
So
it's a fun season for us.
Because that fourth down, he's running the drag across the field. Like he's full sprint, not running, like cutting at all. And he goes back shoulder, dives the complete opposite way over a defender and comes down with it. That was insane. They love Cedric Wilson in Dallas. Now he scared me a little bit, but they trust him. They trust that guy.
They trust him. They trust him. They trust Noah Brown too on big plays.
I like Noah Brown.
Wide receiver
Noah
5
Brown's
over there
stud.
catching a 3rd and long over the middle on a game winning
I'll say
drive.
it. Best wide receiver 5 in the league. I couldn't name you 3 other ones, but he's definitely the best.
Josh Gordon might be wide receiver 5 on the depth chart.
He might be. I'm taking Noah Brown.
Over Josh Gordon.
Tyreek Hill. Who? Hill, Hardman.
They got DeMarcus Robinson. They got Josh Gordon and Pringle and Byron Pringle.
Noah Brown's disgusting, though. Josh Gordon can't stay off the weed, even though that's allowed now.
No, but in all seriousness, it feels like in media platforms, like ESPN, NFL Network, even like Instagram, TikTok, and stuff like that, it feels like Dak is starting to get a little bit of love where it's like, okay, let's stop disrespecting and notice what this guy is doing. He's starting to get a little bit of love, and that's good to see. I don't want it to become to the point where it's Trayvon Diggs love and everybody's like, best quarterback in the NFL, because I don't think he's the best quarterback in the NFL. I liked it better when he was underrated, and I was the only one saying he's going to be a superstar. But
that's cap, first off. I've been saying Dak's top 5 for a minute now.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Trayvon Diggs.
Diggs. We liked Diggs last year. You got to give us that.
No,
I didn't expect
that. That's
this.
what I'm saying. I liked it better when everybody was calling Trayvon Diggs Terry McLaurin's son, and he was only referred to as that. And then I'm the only Trayvon Diggs truther. And now I go on TikTok. I can't watch 2 videos without seeing Trayvon Diggs.
Everything's with Diggs. The thing is,
there's
very few like actual like I see that Diggs is not Jalen Ramsey,
Right.
but there's very few people that say there's either he's the best corner in the league or he's giving up the most yards.
He's dog shit. There's no in between.
No,
you will
not
not find a person besides Cowboys fans that are realistic that thinks he's a top. Right now, he's a top 5 corner in the NFL. That's all I'm going to say.
Right now, this season, he's been top 2,
2 or 3.
Right, I'm saying overall.
Yeah, by the end of the year, top 5.
Overall,
I think going
he's a top
into
5
next
quarterback in the NFL. I'm saying you go on TikTok or anywhere else, it's either defensive player of the year, he is the best, which I still think he's deep boy right now, but best cornerback in the NFL, he's this, he's that, or this guy is absolute garbage, he's dog shit, he's da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There's no in between. It's here or here.
Haters.
So I don't know, man. Maybe it's because he's a Cowboy at the end of the day. But
because of the star on the side of his helmet.
Yep. There you go.
Like a every show discussion about this man.
That's why I don't like it.
Because he's the GOAT.
About to say,
I'm not afraid to admit it either.
He's the GOAT. He's a ball hawk. He's an absolute ball hawk.
If Trayvon Diggs is on Atlanta, he's the best player by far.
He is.
I would not say that. Like, you know how I feel about Atlanta. I would definitely not. I would be realistic. I never hated him.
Keith is gonna name
No,
off
I'm telling you, he would be better than any player.
He's gonna name off 5 players that we've never heard of that are on like Atlanta's 2nd and 3rd string.
Bro, I didn't say anything. I just said this is always a discussion. That's all
I think the only top 100 player in the NFL on the Atlanta Falcons current roster is Calvin Ridley, and that is it.
Grady Jarrett's probably like
Grady Jarrett is a great football player. I forgot about him. Thank you. He's a great football player. Nobody in that secondary is a top 2,000 player in the NFL. Top 3,000. They're terrible.
None of them are making the top 5,000 of the last 100 years. I'm sorry.
AJ Terrell is terrible. That guy stinks. He is terrible. You know what's crazy? Trayvon Diggs was on the board when they took AJ Terrell. Nah, we'll go with AJ Terrell.
Every single team had a chance at Trayvon Diggs. Every single one of them.
It's crazy.
I'm sorry. I love Trayvon Diggs. If you guys didn't see the
I'm sorry for going on this
thing, go look at it. It's of Trayvon.
We're not a
Diggs.
Cowboys fan page.
Yeah, we're not a Cowboys fan.
We're not. We're not.
We post what we want whenever we get on there. So
look, we actually like our team and we're proud to talk about it. The other guys don't really talk about their team.
I mean, last year at this point, Dallas was 2-4 with a broke ankle quarterback and a terrible defense.
The worst Cowboys defense of all time, literally.
Yeah, I mean, and that's saying something. But I mean, so that's why we're so happy. You guys.
I'll say this, and then we could be done with it. I'm interested to see because Carolina has been the most active about it because we haven't seen Dallas be very active and aggressive at the trade deadline since Amari Cooper. And we got Amari Cooper. We snagged him. With Dallas being with Dallas being contenders this year, very good team. I expect them to be aggressive at the trade deadline, and I'm really interested to see what Jerry cooks up. If he doesn't make a move, I'm going to be a little bit upset. Because there's always room for improvement. They're a great team. Like Caleb thinks they're the best team in football. I think they're a top 3 team in football. But there's always room for improvement. You can always get better. So I'm interested to see what happens with that. As I was saying with Carolina is always already doing what they need to do to get better with CJ Henderson and Gilmore and all these guys that they're bringing in. So it'll be interesting is all I'll say. And we can talk about that later on with targets and position of needs and all of that kind of stuff if Dallas is able to keep up what they're doing right now. But I think it's something interesting to consider.
I need Anthony Brown on a different fucking roster.
Fuck that guy. Everything's his fault. I honestly don't have much more to say. I mean, everything NFL this week was let's talk about Ravens Chargers real quick.
There's not actually all that much to say about it. The Chargers
That would hurt.
Smoked, like straight
Smoked.
up, like
Smoked.
Like I don't know if you guys caught any of the game. They had absolutely zero answer for anything that Baltimore was doing. They couldn't move the ball at all. I mean, they got smoked. I mean,
they just got beat
they just got handed it to them like
by a better team. It looks like, yeah. I mean, I do want to shout out Ravens with all the injuries they were dealing with before the season even started and everything that they're still doing. Kudos to them. They're playing phenomenal. I'm a supporter of the Ravens.
They're just.
I have 2 shout outs. I want to shout out Le'Veon Bell for scoring a touchdown for the Ravens of all people, the arch rivals of the Steelers, which is wild. Also shout out. Yeah, we're number 17, which is weird. But shout out my guy Devin Slate at Post Sports Talk. He predicted the Chargers to win by 3, or the Ravens to win by 3 touchdowns, and he said Air Bear was overrated. I thought he was insane. So I had to apologize to him on Twitter publicly for the slander I offered towards him. He called it. He called it.
I still think I'm not going to agree with the take because at the end of the day, like I'm not going to overreact on the Chargers because at the end of the day, they're still a damn good football team. And I think they're a top 5, 6, 7 offense in the league. And I don't think that Justin Herbert is overrated depending on where you put him on the scale. If we're talking top 5 quarterback, okay, let's slow a roll. Let's pump the brakes. I see people saying I'm taking Herbert over Dak right now. Let's pump the brakes. Let's slow it down. Herbert's a great quarterback. He's a top 10 quarterback in the league right now, in my opinion.
Right now, he's probably top 6 or 7, honestly.
He's a great quarterback.
Around 7 for me.
I have no hate on Justin Herbert. He's a great quarterback. I like what they're doing in LA. I don't think that this is a game where I see it. I picked Baltimore to win because I like what Baltimore is doing, and I don't see a way that the Chargers defense is going to stop it. But I'm not panicking on the Chargers. I think that they'll be just fine. I think that they'll be in the playoffs when it's all said and done.
Yeah. Chargers are a good football team.
Yeah, I agree. They're well coached.
Yeah, I also think, yes, they are very well coached. They're a very solid team. They have a lot of veterans like Keenan Allen and Jared Cook to lead the way. However, they were part of one of my parlays that would have made me about $1,000, and they fucking lost. So I have a bad taste in my mouth for the Chargers for sure.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot.
It was sad. It was a sad weekend for me, honestly. But Dallas
it was a great week for me and what I picked to win. I mean, shout out to NFL Pick'em. If I do say so myself.
You would have went undefeated if the Bills weren't so overrated. And
but I still won. Went undefeated up until Monday at 11 o'clock. I almost went undefeated for 48 hours, basically.
You'll take the win.
I'll swallow my pride, take my money, and go the hell home and try again this week.
What's all about?
Everyone did good to the Pick'em site. Damn, he's gone. There he is. Okay, he's back. Yeah, look, pretty much everyone missed I think Max missed was maybe 2 games, 3 games, and then Keith missed 7. So what does that tell you?
Just
the same thing about that last week when you missed your 6 or 7.
Because everyone missed 6 or 7. This week everyone did good.
What difference does it make?
I missed 2 and I was in 4th place.
Sir?
I just love to hate on you, Keith. That's all it is.
Keith, I'm really going to need you to go on this sheet and edit it out to where we can see overall. But yeah, Keith got
look at Keith's block.
8 out of 12.
Look at his block of the week.
13. Caleb missed one. Zach only missed. Well, Caleb missed 2. Zach missed 3. I missed 1. Colt missed all of them.
I didn't enter them for the record. I did not enter picks.
If you listen to the podcast, though, Colt got most of them right. I think he would have
If
came
you
up
watch
with
the last
lock of
podcast,
the
I missed
week.
2 games. I missed 2
Yeah.
games.
But yeah, let's wrap this up, guys. We've had these guys for over an hour now. So anything before any last remarks, closing remarks, shout outs?
We'll talk a little bit more, obviously, about football on the NFL episode.
Saturdays.
Go ahead, get in the pick'em. Make sure to check that episode out. Can't shout out my baseball team because they lost. So I'll shout out my hockey team who can win. Let's go. Yeah, we don't talk about it much, but yeah, I'll shout out the Hurricanes. They started the season this past week. Don't really follow hockey all that much. If the viewers are interested in that, just let us know. I'm sure we can find a way to get some extra hockey content or something on the side. But yeah, Hurricanes are good this year. It'll be a fun time to be in Raleigh, and shout out to those boys for starting 2-0.
Yes, sir.
That's all I got for guys. Check
Cool.
us out next week.
I tried to get into hockey. My team is 1-4. Shout out to the Kraken. We're gonna figure it
They
out.
won. They won.
We're 1-4. 1-4.
They
One
won.
game.
That's an improvement. They're young. They're young.
You take a win.
We're on a 3-game losing skid. It is what it is. Get it? Skid. Ice. Yeah, we'll figure it out eventually. Shout out.
Nice. Cole, that was so underrated of a joke. It took me about as long until as soon as I started talking, I understood that joke. I was like, what? Skid. Skid. Not good.
There you go.
Where's the thumbs up reaction? Where's the thumbs up for YouTube?
You feel me? Shout out Karl Anthony Towns, MVP season loading, like I said. All NBA first team. That's my hot take. I'm not gonna say he's gonna win MVP. All NBA first team this year, yes. Anthony Edwards, you're a dog. Most improved player this year. You're an absolute dog. You're gonna take that step up from a good player to an elite basketball player this year and year 2. So shout out to you. Timberwolves, we want to know. We're undefeated as far as I see.
Not yet.
Yeah, we're up 30 with 6 minutes left. We'll be all right. Jalen Green, I'm sorry you had to be on the opposite side of that ass whooping. It would have been nice to see you in Minnesota Threads. I still love you. You're still rookie of the year. And the last thing I'll say, and this is a little bit of negativity on Dallas, and I never bring negativity on Dallas.
Oh.
They do not fix that coaching situation. Mike McCarthy will be the downfall of the Dallas Cowboys. I guarantee you that. He is single-handedly shooting themselves in the foot. I forgot to mention that, but it's bad. It is bad. Kellen Moore is going to be a head coach somewhere next year, and I hope it's in Dallas. God, I can only pray it's in Dallas. Mike McCarthy is a terrible head coach. That's all I've got to say.
Caleb.
Speaking on the hockey, I'm trying to get into hockey. I've never watched hockey, but there's so many things going on. Baseball, basketball,
It's tough.
NFL. I mean, the Cowboys are
College.
dominating. The Red Sox are in the playoffs. The Lakers are the Lakers. I try to keep up with college as much as I can, but it bores me to death. But if y'all are interested in hockey, please let us know. I'll actually watch the games.
We'll figure out some kind of way.
Yeah, we'll figure out some way to include some fetch
I can
talk
go
or
ahead,
something.
yeah.
Some sticking.
Karl Anthony Towns might be like a top 5 center, 6.
Keith. Keith.
So-
Before Colt loses his mind. Keith, talk to me, baby.
All right, my fault. Thank you for listening. I love you. Keep going. Stay positive. All that. Shout out my brother Grant. I tried to tell him. Shout out my boy Grant McLaughlin from the Dove Sports Podcast. I tried to tell them. They didn't believe me. Shout out Pack Sports. Always. Shout out the Falcons. Shout out Calvin Ridley. Do what you must. And don't forget about the weekly pick'em. If you're listening, it's too late, but there's always next week.
We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you guys in tomorrow's episode for NFL picks. We'll catch you guys.